So Dean Guthrie, tell me a little bit about the Berlin School of Creative Leadership and its model of executive education and how perhaps this could be replicated at GW.
Sure. So over the weekend I was actually in Berlin teaching at the Berlin School. I'm sort of winding down my teaching there because obviously my role has changed. But it led me to reflect on just what a wonderful and amazing institution it is and how innovative it actually is in the world of executive education. So very quickly, the way I got involved with the Berlin School was a couple of years ago. I had been teaching for them, and at some point their leaders, Michael Conrad and Sebastian Turner, called me up and said, we're looking for a new dean. Do you think you'd be interested in doing that? And I said, at this point I'm not really interested in leaving Stern. But maybe we could work something out where I could work with you guys. And so we developed a partnership, and eventually I and a team of people took over the academic leadership of that school. And eventually it became so interesting and engaging that I left Stern Exec Ed and just worked solely on that as kind of an entrepreneurial venture in executive education. But the thing that makes it really interesting is I actually think that this represents a new model of executive education. So if you think of executive education as existing on a continuum where you have really customized programs that are usually certificate-based and not degree-oriented, on one end of the spectrum, they're really, really fun to do, they're really interesting, but they're a really tough business. On the other end of the spectrum, you have the MBA programs, executive MBAs. It's a great business to be in, but it's a highly competitive market, and it's really just an upper level or a more senior version of an executive MBA program. And one of the comments you hear from a lot of executives often is, well, it was really an amazing experience, but it wasn't really about me. I was in a classroom with a whole bunch of other people that were from many different industries, and it was hard for me to see how it fit with my work exactly. And so this is tension across on these two ends of the spectrum. In the Berlin School, what we've done is we took this executive MBA concept and customize it for people, initially just in the advertising industry, but it became a concept for people in creative industries in general. And the very basic concept is this. There are lots of professionals out there that are amazing at their jobs and they're trained in their professional orientation, say lawyers, doctors, people in creative fields. And as they rise up through their organizations in content-based fields, they usually hit some kind of a glass ceiling because they don't have business skills. So if you want to become the CEO of a publicly traded company in advertising, that board is going to say, well, do you know how to read a balance sheet? Do you understand the finance of this organization? But those people usually have such a particular background that they don't feel so comfortable going into a general executive MBA degree. So what we did at the Berlin School is we created a school around this concept. Not many business schools are playing in this area, but it's interesting that GW actually is one of them that is. With the healthcare MBA, this is a very specific kind of program in that space. So what we're looking at doing is really kind of thinking about how this is a new model of executive education and replicating it in a couple of different areas. You could imagine, for example, an executive MBA degree in international development that's really targeted towards people from organizations like the World Bank and the IMF and the IFC. Or you could imagine any number of different programs that really focus on specific target areas and specific groups of people, specific occupations. In the long run, I hope GW will actually be able to continue to deepen our relationship with a number of institutions, and perhaps maybe even someday we could have some kind of partnership with the Berlin School itself. But what I'm really hoping is that we really kind of take this on as a model of executive education. And I think it's going to be really exciting to see what the possibilities are there and to really kind of develop a cutting-edge approach to executive education that nobody else is operating in.